I've accidentally discovered a way of making this electrostatic sensor directional. I wasn't even trying to do it, but it might well influence how the upgrades go with the circuit. Let's get on with the video.
In a recent video, we had a look at whether this simple circuit could detect lightning storms, and there was some success. If it worked, then I expected the lightning to flash the output LED, but instead, the storm made the LED flicker rapidly. It wasn't very clear footage, but it did show that flickering. That got me interested in continuing on with such detectors and whether we could get better readings from them than simply a flickering LED. A few people kindly pointed me in the direction of what are called electrostatic field mills. A disc spins above another disc and allows some very precise measurements of electrical charges in the air. Such things can detect lightning out to several miles, several kilometres away. I began to build one from designs seen online, and it was all looking like a good experiment. However, there were some issues that quickly got in the way, and the result being I'll have to redesign the whole thing. If you've made one, then you'll know how they're not quite as simple as might be thought. For example, this. It's a very sensitive circuit called a transimpedance amplifier. I didn't even know what one of those was. It's more specialised than a simple op-amp circuit. I will be making a working electrostatic field mill, but it won't be getting built how I thought it was going to be built. So, instead, can the recent microphone-based electrostatic sensor be improved? Maybe add a screen, make it do something more than light a simple LED. If that works, then sure, the learning can go forward to a field mill in the future.
So, here's what I've come up with. It's USB powered, so I'll be able to take it outdoors as well as use it indoors. And something shocked me that involves this foil here. Quite the discovery. Let's go indoors and I'll talk more about what's happened. So here we are indoors and here it is running. It's based on this one that I showed recently. If I move my hand forward and backward from this, the light does change. There's a heck of a good range on this thing. For sensing electrostatic charges, balloons, plastic, my hand, or electrical fields from the mains. So I thought, well, that is a decent thing to begin this project with. The thing was the journey. And that's why this piece of foil is here, because I plugged it into the computer. I needed to be doing the Arduino code, which is running that screen there, do the sensor readings, that kind of thing. But without that foil, I was getting absolutely nothing. The light was just on all the time. And it turns out it was to do with ground reference. And apparently it was picking up the feed from the computer itself and it was making a heck of a mess. So what I did was, I was chatting away with ChatGPT and it suggested using a fake ground, as in a piece of foil. I decided to put that foil in front of the microphone, and as you can see the light is off. But if I bring a finger towards, the light comes on. And as you can see from the display behind, those readings go up. If I remove my finger, the readings go down. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And that piece of foil did the trick. Now the other side to that is, if I put my hand behind, there's nothing happens. It's become directional. Only when I put my hand at the front does that light come on. So we've got directional sensing. So that really was a good offshoot and a good discovery for having had the problem of the circuit not working. Now, just to say, along the way of trying to get this circuit working from the USB supply of the computer, I ended up having to do a number of things. One was I built a voltage regulator, 5 volts to 3.3, using a 1117. There we are with that little board. I thought that these new Arduinos only had a rubbish 3.3 volt supply. They are brand new. I've never bought ones with USB-C on them. I thought that was the issue, and in fact I've soldered all the pins on this second one here. Of the 3 that I bought, no change. I swapped the screen over, still no change. In fact there was no output until I re-tinned the pins. These things are a good few years old and they'd actually got oxidation on the pins. So even the screen wasn't working at one point. And here is one of those circuits that I've based it on. Just, it's a couple of components. So that's what happened along the way, but along the way ended up being able to get the directional input. So while this is on only a breadboard at the moment, I will want to tidy things up. I'll want to put it onto a Vero board, and I want to do some more with the coding on this screen. It's only a very basic black and white type of a screen, but you can see on it that it's got the field measurement on the bar, so that's readily viewable by the eye. We've got the numbers below that relate to the actual numbers to the bar graph itself. We've got a peak counter there to show you what the peak energy has been, and the version number in the bottom right. So this is what I'm hoping to build upon, and this is what I'm hoping to test with storms outside. That's why being portable was needed, and I thought, 5 volts is a decent idea to power it with. Here's another example of what this circuit can do. So I can show the Triboelectric effect, and that's where if you get 2 different plastics, say, you can scrub the one against the other and you can show the imparted charge. So here we go, I'll just rub this plastic box against this old ruler, and then to make sure that it's not me that's doing anything, let's pick this up from here. Let's see if it lights the LED, and yes, there we go, the LED is coming on and the readings are going up. So there we are. That's just another example of the kind of effects you can see that can be demonstrated. As a final example of the sensing of this circuit, a very curious one, here we have the lamp that I normally have on the table, and you can see that the screen, the display there, the bar graph is jumping up and down until I bring the bulb next to the foil, and when I do so like that, you can see the bar itself has just stopped at around about 725. Very curious indeed. If I now take the bulb away, it starts to jump up and down again. I mean, what in the heck? I don't know quite what causes that, but it's another strange bit of running. So that's the very simple route forward. We've got a simple circuit here that does work very effectively. We've got a method here of being able to judge the direction, maybe, of electromagnetic fields, electrostatic fields. I can change the size of the foil to give, presumably, different effects. This is just the first piece of foil I put on there. The slight parabola thing may help, to work a little bit like a satellite dish with the LNB in front. That was the kind of idea, even though it probably doesn't work that way. The screen itself will be updated and improved, and the whole thing should be a simple, cost-effective thing because, well, it's just using an Arduino Nano. That's where the project's up to so far. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the updates. I hope you are too. See you in the next video.